Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We've got a very special guest here with us today, President of Cimarron Trailers, Ben Jansen.
CJ, good to see you.
Ben, good to see you. It's always great to have Ben come up and spend time with us and visit. And we talk business, we talk trailers, we talk life.
We do.
So
it's always great conversations up here.
Absolutely. Sure. And Cimarron and Transwest have had a long-standing relationship.
Yes, sir. It's been great. 20 years this year.
Yep.
Together as a dealership and manufacturer. Just incredible relationship, and been a lot of trailers through those years.
So. A lot of trailers through the years.
Yes.
I love I mean, we have just a good working relationship. I know we challenge each other.
We do.
We always strive to take care of the customers and build the best trailer out there in the market. And
it's a pleasure working with you guys. Great relationship, and you guys always make us better. And it's been fun to build multiple trailers for customers through the years.
Yeah, and boy, has it evolved from just horse trailers to, you guys have expanded quite a bit on the show side, which we'll walk through one of those here in a second. But even, toy hauler living quarters to shower trailers, Ben.
Yeah,
a little bit of everything.
Built a little bit of everything, and you guys as a dealership handle all of it. From all the different markets that we hit, you play in all those arenas, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, one thing that we really strive for is we want that variety that you guys offer, and you guys offer such a wide range of models and just applications for customers, and that's one thing that we always want is we always want the sales staff to be able to sit there and say, we have that.
Yes.
We carry all those models from Cimarron, whether it's on the lot or it's on order. We got it coming.
Yeah, the customers that come here to the lot or visit your website, when you come here in the lot, you can see everything from a 2-horse slant load, straight load bumper pull to goosenecks. Again, from 2-horse up to 8-horse, you typically have it in stock or on order in a variety of colors. All the show pen trailers, show cattle trailers, the whole menu that we offer is really available for customers to look at and to see here on your lot.
Yep, absolutely, and we love that, and we love that you guys offer all of that. So it's really hard to find a trailer manufacturer out there that does cover all those bases. So kudos to you guys for that.
It takes everybody involved.
Yep.
The dealer manufacturer relationship, the customers getting their feedback. We've got a great team of employees back at Cimarron to make it all happen every day. It takes everybody in the whole circle to make it successful.
Absolutely. Well, let's check out one of these cool trailers here. So this one here sitting behind us is a 2026 Cimarron Stierwalt Signature Series. This is an air ride 30-footer. Let's go ahead and take a look at the drawing. I want to show you some specs on it before we get into it. Like I mentioned, this one's 30 foot on the floor. This one is 6'4" tall. It's 8 wide. This one's gonna have a 6-foot front tack. And then from there, we're gonna have a 24-foot stall area. But this thing's got a ton of extras on it. It's got about every bell and whistle on it.
It has a lot of great features on it. And this package, and you guys have handled several of this through the years and probably started out as custom orders like this, but you've recognized how often this package got ordered for customers, and you've kept those in inventory now with all these features on it. And really well equipped, really set up for a family that's showing the features this one has, from the front tack, the side ramp, and we'll walk around it. But a lot of great features for that show family that's going often.
Absolutely. Well, let's just start out here. We'll just start up at the nose.
Yep.
This guy here, Ben, it's got a B&W coupler on this.
So we've been with B&W for about 7 years now, building our couplers. Everything's made in the United States. We're not worried about it being imported or tariffed. It's all USA steel. Incredibly well built, high capacity coupler there. We just don't have to worry about them.
No, and this is, this started a few years back. I guess it's been a little while now. I say a few years, but the last few years have kind of been a little bit of a blur. But with that being said, this has evolved a little bit.
Yes.
From customer feedback, our feedback, your feedback, all of us bouncing around, to we've ended up with this, and we're really happy with this setup here.
B&W has been awesome to work with. Again, they've modified it through the years. We've changed the handle design based off some feedback. And most recently, they made this whole thing a lower profile design so we could get this extra hole here, so that if you're gonna pull this with a truck that's one of your haulers here, one of your Summit haulers that has a taller ball height, this coupler will go up far enough that you can still tow that trailer level and B&W was at our place about 3 weeks ago and brought me another prototype that we're kind of researching and developing right now. So providing some feedback. So hopefully more to come on that soon.
Yeah, and again, that allows that flexibility for us to move that up, make sure the trailer's running level. In fact, they've actually got a sticker that kind of just shows you the previous. So it was a taller handle, so we didn't have that hole drilled there that Ben just showed you. But again, if on these bigger trailers, if you're hooking onto a hauler, or again, maybe you have a lifted truck a little bit, something along those lines, this allows you to have that flexibility to set it up how we want, as far as that's concerned. So then we look underneath here, we got this enclosed front end. The enclosed front end, I think, really dresses this trailer up. This is a really nice looking trailer. I think it finishes it off, but also it's got some purposes to protect what we have back behind there.
Right. Several purposes here. It keeps it very clean. It's a sharp looking trailer, keeping all your spare tire, your jack, the battery box, or any other tools you've got in there clean. And the thing that I love about it, probably the most, is that you pull enough of these trailers, you go enough miles, this adds aerodynamics to the trailer.
Yeah.
You're letting that air come across the bed of your truck and then go down rather than just hitting that flat wall.
Yep.
And again, I've been enough miles pulling different trailers, I'm convinced that this does add aerodynamics to it.
Yeah. And a lot of customers will ask, hey, how does it do on, ice, when it's freezing temperatures or dirt roads or those type of items? And you have to remember that this is, a lot of these are utilized in like fire trucks. We see a lot of applications there.
Yeah, same type door, that roll-up door from Dynatech that is used on fire trucks, service body trucks. These are all weather, built to be out in the field. So we know these trailers take some abuse depending on where you live or the roads you go down, but we've used this company for years and the performance matches the purpose there. We've also got room in here for a generator. If the customer wanted to add a small generator, a lot of these show trailers, people want to add some fans to them or run the blowers if you're jackpotting out of this. So we've got the brackets already there for a generator. So
yeah, this one's going to be able to handle one of those like 4K gens. If you get up into a 7, this enclosure isn't deep enough for those, but in this instance here it does have the power package, and again it's got those brackets there for the generator to actually set on. The hydraulic jack, a great system. One, because you're going to end up throwing a lot of tack on the front of this. You might just have to unhook the trailer. Maybe you have tack that goes to the show, and then you have tack in the barn. So you might leave this guy loaded. So when you go to unhook it, you got all that weight on the front of this. And I love it too, because so many people are running with juniors with them. They can guide them back and literally just reach up here and hit that button. And it's so nice to be able to drop it up or down onto the truck itself. And I don't know about you, but give me this all day long over than a manual crank nowadays.
Absolutely. That's I've been in this industry 26 years now. A hydraulic jack used to be really a luxury item. Yeah. And to some people it still is, but for most of our customers it's standard now. We build so many more trailers with a hydraulic jack than a manual crank jack. And then this
has the override too. So in emergency situations, or if we have to pump this on or off the truck, we've got that capability in order to do that.
Yeah, if your battery's dead, somebody leaves a light on, it happens. Happens less now that we have the RedArc system on the battery box, but still, we've stuck with Equalizer through the years, been a great vendor partner with us, long-term relationship. But they have that manual override, which I haven't seen another company selling hydraulic jacks that has that. We've had other companies approach us wanting to sell us jacks, telling us they can save us some money. This is about features and about a long-term relationship more than a couple dollars.
Yep, absolutely. We have the expanded metal floor on this guy here. Up above where that generator is going to be are some utility hooks. We'll show you some more of those. But if you've got some cords, some hoses, those type of larger items, you can hang them up there. And then with this hydraulic setup, Ben, we get the aluminum battery box, 12-volt battery, and then a battery disconnect. So the disconnect is great because when you park this trailer, you just reach up there and you turn that to the off position, it'll kill all power to it. So like Ben said, we're eliminating some of those potential issues. If we leave a stall light on, a tack light on, it's not going to drain that battery down. And again, that's where we can get into that manual override as far as the jack system itself. But that became standard a couple years ago. Again, you just reach up there and turn that off. Located to the right of the battery is going to be our onboard compressor for the air ride system. We'll talk more about that, but it's a really simple system. It's on off, it's lower raised. You see your pressure gauge there, and then it's got a drain down below. We've done some how-to videos really condensed on how to operate this correctly and how to shut it down properly that we can send to you. But we'll circle back around to the air ride when we get back to the axles on this. But you mentioned RedArc, Ben.
Yes.
That's what that black box is. Tell us a little bit about that and why you guys made that change.
Well, the RedArc, you know, that's some feedback we received from you guys as a dealership. You guys put them on some units and tested them out and had great success with it. That RedArc is really, it's an onboard charging system. So when you're plugged into your tow vehicle, it's going to gauge how much power that battery needs on the trailer and then draw the correct amperage from the truck, amplify it if it needs to keep that battery charged. And a little bit of diagnostics also available on that RedArc, so you know when you plug into your truck if you're getting 12 volt power from your truck, or it can also tell you if you've got a fuse blown on your truck. So again, that's an upgrade that we made standard about 12-15 months ago. I lost track of time too, but again, we've added that. We've added the battery disconnect, some things that were probably upgrades in the past that we thought, you know, the trailers really need this and it's worth it just to make it standard, added into the base price of that package. Customers rarely argue if they know the added value that is being provided here on the product.
Yeah, and again, just to add to that is that RedArc, by keeping those batteries charged, they just give them so much more life and longevity to them. So it is a common issue is power, power loss, and whether it's we left a light on because we didn't have a disconnect, or we left a disconnect on and left something and it drains it down. Again, it's gonna set up, and that RedArc has different profiles too. So if they ever wanted to change batteries, they can. Yeah,
they can change the wiring in it and go to lithium batteries. They're already set up to wire in a solar charger. Some customers want to add a solar charger to the roof of the trailer, and that can be done at Cimarron or at the dealership level. But the RedArc already has the wiring there to upgrade to the solar panel if the customer wants to.
Yeah. Last thing, underneath here, because we actually have this enclosed front end, and usually our cargo lights kind of get blocked by the front of the trailer, we put a 16-inch awning light underneath here. So if you are needing to do something in this front end, maybe it's fire up that gen, you know, in those unfortunate circumstances where we need to get a spare off or something along those lines, you want some light, you have that right there on a switch, so it actually shoots down into this area itself. So that about covers it as far as underneath the gooseneck here. The Stierwalt Signature Series is going to have the wraparound style nose, which again, this is a good looking custom trailer, a sleeker look to it for sure.
Absolutely. We've got the rolled rocker panels, again, adding to the aerodynamics, just adding to the sleek appearance of the trailer. Gives us that extra sheet up here. It just swells the style here, and with the polished aluminum on the Signature Series is also a standard feature.
Yep. And then on this one, we opted for charcoal metallic on this one. Very popular color over the last few years. White standard. When you jump up to these other colors, there's a little bit of an upcharge, but not anything crazy, and it kind of sets the trailer apart. We can do some custom colors. We can do fully polished if we wanted to go that route. But again, this is a good look on this trailer, and again, a very popular color.
Yeah, the gray, the stone color is really popular in trucks right now. So in the show animal product, we do a lot of the silver, the charcoal, and the black. A little bit of white, but we offer, you know, and we do some caribou too, whatever the customer wants.
So. Yep, you got a new one that matches that Ford Caribou, that brown with some metallic flakes in it. So,
absolutely.
All right, front tack room on this guy.
Yeah.
Ben, I've been doing this long enough now that I can say I remember when we used to do these in a 28-foot with a 4-foot front tack.
Yeah.
And boy, has that evolved.
Yeah, it's hard to sell one of those now.
It really is.
The 5 and 6 foot tacks have become very popular. Really, this 6 foot's the most popular we do. Wow. And this setup with a side ramp and a door on opposite sides really makes these tack rooms easy to use. You know, sometimes Dad can't go to the show. Sometimes it's Mom and the kids going. My wife's taken our kids before when they were showing, and I had to catch up later, right? But this ramp, it lets the kids use the trailer, wheeling in those show boxes, the fans, the blower carts. Just makes loading so much more enjoyable than having to lift everything.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and like Ben said, you have to go with the 5 foot or larger in order to get the side ramp on it. And that's just for our framing and bracing we need in order to do that. But you have this side ramp, like Ben said, you can wheel up upright boxes, your blower carts, your fan carts, about anything you need. Maybe you're just putting the portable gen in there, or literally just showing off this. Instead of making a step, it's just easier transition going on and off this trailer itself with the side ramp itself.
And the way this trailer is equipped with the ability to add a generator, so you've got power back in here. The tack room set up where you can leave tack in here. It's a great trailer to jackpot out of. If you're going to a one-day show or those evening jackpots, you know, ahead of the fair season, we're seeing more customers do that where they want to be able to show out of their trailer. And the way this is equipped, it really helps families do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's check it out because we got some other cool features in here. So as you come in, the first thing you're going to notice on the floor is this gray rubber flooring. This is a newer rubber mat. We actually kind of started it here. We started on the toy haulers, then it evolved over here to the show livestock trailers, and now we are even utilizing it on the horse trailers.
Yeah, the thing I like about it, it's one piece. It's going to be glued to the floor. We've put rubber mat on the floor of trailers forever. That's always where you can, it's cut to fit, and you can take it out and clean the floor. The beauty of this flooring is it's got some tread to it. It's got that grip to it. I love the gray color, kind of lightens it up in here. But most importantly, it's sealed to the floor where you're not going to get anything that spills, you know, between this and the aluminum. And you guys have added it here on the wall, or I guess you ordered it that way. We did that at Cimarron, put it on the wall, and then the gooseneck drop on the floor. And it's not going to stain like carpet can or have any moisture to it. It's easy to clean up. Very durable.
And how it evolved for us was we built a custom trailer for a customer just like this, and it was his wife said, I do not want carpet on that gooseneck drop wall. And the reason why is she says, I'm the one that has to get up there and I have to vacuum it out when it has, you know, whether it's shavings or maybe some hay or some feed embedded in it. And she says, I want to be able to sweep it and just easily vacuum it up. So we did that, and boy, has it evolved. And again, we're utilizing it on horse trailers now, a little bit of everywhere. So yeah, like Ben said, it's on the gooseneck drop wall, the deck, on the floor, and the partition wall. But up here in the gooseneck area, over on the right-hand side, you're going to notice a tray that's going to store our plexiglass. We'll show you that when we get to the outside of the trailer. A couple LED lights in there. I don't know. I like to go in and add lights. I know, you know, this is a bigger tack room. We're not really getting natural light from windows up there like you would in some of the horse trailers. So a couple LED lights up there. You're going to have some over the doors as well. But the other thing too is your guys' nose, because this has that enclosed front end, that's a 9-foot deep nose. And this trailer's 8 foot wide. So there's a ton of storage up here in this neck area.
A lot of storage. When we do that enclosed nose, it makes the gooseneck longer, and to get that enclosure at the right spot where you can keep everything in there. So you do get more surface area up here for storage.
4-inch tube that goes across. It's removable, so if we are throwing items up in there and if they shift a little bit, you know, it's going to protect everything and hold it up into the nose itself. And then over here to the left, we've got a power package. So this is a 30-amp breaker package. We have an outlet here. This also has a converter, so we can charge up that battery when we're plugged in, or even plugged into, you know, an external power source, or that onboard generator, that portable one that we throw underneath there. But boy, the power packages have really evolved too.
They have. We used to have just a simple battery box, or excuse me, breaker box, and we evolved to the converter series. It's going to be charging your batteries as you plug in, allowing you to use your 110 and your 12 volt at the same time.
Yeah, and that really happened. That's really popular for our customers that are really showing off these trailers as well, because I don't have to go find power. As long as I've got that portable generator with me, I can do what I need to here at the trailer to get ready to go show.
Absolutely.
Right up against the gooseneck drop wall is going to be an 18-inch boot box. It goes about halfway across. You have a 12 and an 18. I personally prefer the 18s because it'll fit our bigger buckets in it because of the framing on it. But this is a great, you know, storage area. You can throw smaller miscellaneous items in here. If you're hanging out here in the trailer and just need to take a seat, you can use it as a bench. And then if you're going to grab items up into the gooseneck itself, it's a great step hopping up in there as well.
Absolutely. It really allows you to get storage, like I said, step, a seat. love building tack rooms so you can be organized and really be, everything has a spot.
Yes.
It's not cluttered. You know, I always appreciate walking into somebody's shop or barn that things are clean and things are in the right same spot every time.
Yep.
So when we can build a tack room that can be that organized, it's pretty fun too.
Yep. And speaking of kind of keeping things, you know, having a place for things to live and keeping things organized, you're going to notice this airliner track. So this airliner track has become, again, really popular option. We're doing it on a lot of trailers just because of it gives us so much flexibility. As you can see, I grabbed a couple of these little rings here. These guys here can easily pop out of it. I can slide it where I want, pop it back in. So when we bring up that upright box or that blower cart or whatever it is, we can actually kind of position it, throw a strap, a bungee around it, and it secures.
Yep. So the rings are popular. They make studs. There's hooks that can go in there. A lot of different variety of tools that can be put in there to help you organize.
Yep, absolutely. Kind of make it, you know, whatever works for you. You can get those type of components that easily go in there. And then we've got the big utility hooks up. These are just like the ones you saw underneath the gooseneck. These are aluminum powder coated. For the longest time, we were always using bridle hooks.
Yeah.
But you guys, again, being innovative, using the trailers, getting feedback from customers, and we understand on these type of trailers, you're going to be dragging big hoses and big power extension cords, and they would always fall off of bridle hooks.
Right, so the deeper hooks, spaced wider apart, again, like you said, extension cords, water hoses, shovels with a loop handle on them. There's a lot of variety that we can do with this that we couldn't do with our bridle hooks, which are bridle hooks for horse trailers. You're hanging, you know, leather bridles on them, not meant to be hanging hoses on them. So.
Yep, absolutely. So lights above each door. So whichever side you come in, again, you have them up in the gooseneck, plenty of lighting in here. We also put switches. There's a switch right inside this man door coming in, and then one up in the top rail over here by the ramp. So when you come in, even if you have, you know, a bunch of tack stacked up here and you come into that side ramp, you know, the switch is clear over here, well, you can just reach up and turn the lights on right there. We wanted to be able to utilize, no matter what door you come in, be able to turn on those lights. And then some head pads. It's a lower profile trailer.
Yep.
Going in and out. Sometimes you kind of forget, so it's nice to have those head pads.
It prevents the Advil or Tylenol.
Yes, yep, and I've been there. I've hit my head plenty of times on that one. So
you're already framed on every Cimarron trailer tack room. It's framed for an air conditioner or a camper vent or power vent, but the framing's already there. So whether you want to add that when you buy the trailer or add it 3 or 4 years from now, it's already framed. You don't have to do that later.
Yeah, a big benefit too when you go to add those items. It just adds another element, more time. More cost to do that, and by you guys already having that there, it saves that quite a bit. So.
Go look at the stall area.
Yeah. So on this guy, we actually shifted the side ramp into the stall area back a little bit. One of the main reasons that I really like it is because it allows air to flow into that first compartment there. As we're traveling, we're going into forward motion, so that air's wanting to get in that trailer and flow. With this ramp right behind the tack, which we used to do a lot of times, now we're kind of shifting them back, so it allows air to get in that front compartment, so those calves up front aren't getting as warm.
Right, you're getting air in there quicker. The thing I love about this ramp being further back, and I had a couple trailers personally myself with this ramp close to the axles, is it gives you more variety to pin an animal off to the front and kind of go different directions with animals if you need to separate them, depending on what you're hauling.
Yeah, the flow just works better when you're leading calves on and off the trailer itself. So up top there's your air gaps. So you have 2 upper air gaps. There's that plexiglass. So remember that tray we showed you up top there. On all of Cimarron's stock trailers, they have that track built in. As you can see how easy it is, you know, Ben, to just pop one in or out. So if you need a little bit more airflow, you need to seal it up, you've got that flexibility by having the plexi already on this, and then that storage area. So a tip that I always tell customers on these instances is keep a roll of masking tape or painter's tape so it doesn't leave a real sticky residue, and a Sharpie in the trailer, because this is a puzzle that you don't get to see the picture of. So when I go to take out passenger upper, I want to remove them, I want to tape them together and write that on there. I want to do the same for the lower, same for the driver's side, because when I go to put them back in, it's going to save so much time and just hassle. I've said some real bad words trying to put plexiglass back in trailers.
You're right, it is a puzzle, but if you take that time to tape them and mark them, it saves a lot of time when you go to put it back in.
Yeah. But I love the tray too that comes with it, because like Ben and I said, the organization, having somewhere for that to go. You're not just throwing that plexiglass. I've seen it time and time again, plexiglass just thrown up in the neck, and then people are throwing fans up there or whatever other equipment.
It's usually when
breaking
it gets broke.
Yep. So again, it's got a place for it to store, but we can get air up top, but then we've got air down low. And on this one here, it's got that fold down.
Yep, fold down slat, really popular option. We do a lot of this on our show animal trailers. We're on a show cattle trailer here, or the pen trailers, the hog, sheep, goat trailers. What I love about this, you can change that airflow quickly. You're leaving in the morning early and it's cool, you can have that up, stop midday, or sometime need more airflow. I mean, just that quick, that opens up. And really what I've seen using these trailers, this lower air gap helps that air move through the trailer so much better than just the top air gaps. So.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, not only the ease of operation, but then just look how almost seamlessly it just blends in with the trailer. I mean, you have to be looking for it to realize it's even there.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job with that, and I love airflow. Like you said, it can really change the airflow by getting it down low. And our calves, their chest floors are radiators, so getting airflow down low to them. You guys have put a bar across it too, so we don't have to worry about anybody getting a foot out or anything like that.
Yep. Really, our design with the gas shocks, there's no latches to rattle. I see some competitors' trailers and they're using cheap hardware to hold those slats up, and just noisy going down the road, but ours is really clean. I'm really proud of our team on the design they've come up with and sustained through the years on that.
Yep. So. On the top rail, we put a bunch of button lights on this one.
This thing is lit. Yeah. Yes, sir. About every 30
it'll
inches.
Look really good at night.
Yep.
As you can see, we've got some 16-inch awning lights, one right above going in the front tack stall area, and then even one towards the back here. So I've never heard a customer say, I wish my trailer didn't have this many lights on it.
No, the button lights are awesome. The amount of this, it's going to light up nice and be seen, and then the exterior floodlights are great when you're loading, because we're loading early mornings, late at night, you're jackpotting. Those are usually after dark. So I like being able to work in space that's lit up.
Yeah. So. And then we've got our ramp going into the stall area, but in this instance here, we put a gate over it. So that full height gate, this really gives you a lot of flexibility. Again, if you're showing off of this trailer, as you're unloading equipment, you want to open it up a little bit more before you get calves off. You can open it, get more airflow in there, and we don't have to worry about calves coming off the trailer or anything if they are loose in there.
Yeah. Sometimes you're going to haul calves loose, and maybe you need to get that ramp down, but you want that gate there. We've had customers that overnighted their calves in trailers and wanted that additional airflow. You have that gate and let the ramp down.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go check this out in here.
Yeah.
So again, Ben, I'm gonna say it. I remember when we used to build this, and it would have a front traveling gate and then a fixed gate at the back.
Yes.
And I can't remember the last time we built one of these like that.
Right.
Everything's got multiple traveling gates.
The travel gates provide so much more versatility to the trailer and how you want to use it. Typically, customers find a way they want it set up, and then they'll move it depending on, maybe they're hauling all heifers for a season. Now they've got steers and a heifer, so then they need to separate things differently, or depending on what type of season it is and how many you're hauling, it gives you a lot more variety being able to adjust those compartment sizes. And again, with this ramp back, you've got almost a 5-foot stall ahead of the ramp when we move this gate back to that position. Walking in here, and it's a nice day in Colorado, but it's starting to warm up, but it's cooler inside this trailer.
Oh,
I mean, you can feel the difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know how many shows we've worked. We're typically on asphalt.
Yep.
It's hot in the summertime, and we might even have an easy up tent outside, and we'll migrate inside to the trailer when it gets hot during the day because it's that much cooler.
It's the roof.
It's the roof, which we'll definitely talk about that. These traveling gates, so there's 2 of them. As you can see, both of these, we can roll both of these gates and actually put them up here. So like Ben was saying, you can set the trailer up and you have the versatility. Right now we've got 2 compartments. We want to roll this guy back to make 3 compartments, we have it. If we want to roll that gate forward and put it up here with the other one, we've got one big open space. But now you have that flexibility by having both gates travel. You can set them where you want.
Yep.
You know, time and time again, you know, every once in a while in the summertime, we'd end up dragging a cow-calf pair with us. And then you go, well, you want them to be together. You want them to have space.
Right.
But then you're wasting a big stall area. So am I leaving a heifer at home? You know, what are we doing? But with these, I've got that flexibility. Same thing. You want to throw a bull in here. You know, again, setting these and having just the ability to set it up how you want just makes it so nice and such a nice feature. And that's why it's evolved to typically multiple traveling gates.
Multiple gates, and this is my favorite gate that we build. It's that 48-inch swing. You've got that on both of these. And then, so that will
Swings both ways.
Swings both ways, which again adds to the versatility of how you're loading. If you're loading from the back, if you're loading from the side, which animals you need to take out. And then this bars on the top half, kind of a crossover from what we've done in horse trailers for years. But that provides a lot more airflow through the trailer too, versus the traditional just aluminum slats in the top, which still has air gaps, but not the amount of airspace that we're able to do with the bars. Kirk Stierwalt, who helped us design the first ones 15 years ago, we had his clinic in Chickasha about a month ago now, and his current trailer has these type of gates in it. First time he's had that, and he was talking about how much he loves that airflow and the visibility in those gates. The calves can see each other better too.
Yeah, and you'll do this in some different setups. I mean, this has no threshold, so the calves don't have to worry about stepping over anything. I really like, me personally, I like the bigger, wider gates. You make a slider though too. The one thing that, you know, when you have that slider within that gate, one thing to think about is if you're dragging maybe big bred heifers, you know, fat steers, just kind of getting them through those. It gets a little bit, you know, you have to be a little bit more aware of it. But again, the ability for that gate to go both directions, and then we had to stop and think about the way we hinged them. The first time we did them hinged over there on kind of the right-hand side as you're looking at it. And then we stopped and said, well, that flow doesn't really work when you're leading calves on or off. So we flipped the hinges over here to the left-hand side, and it just flows a lot better.
Which way your gates swing, just like your corrals at home. You can make it to flow really easy, or you can make it a headache every time. Same thing applies here in the trailer. What's going to be best for the animals, what's going to be the most inviting and user-friendly features.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that, again, kind of you might have noticed is on that partition wall, we went ahead and put that rubber mat, kind of a kick mat. Again, like Ben said, like these gates, the airflow, you know, style came from the horse trailers. You know, we utilize kick mat on horse trailers all the time, but you have that aluminum sheet up there. If you got a calf that, you know, sits there and rubs on that wall, they're not going to get some aluminum marks on them. And again, I think it just dresses this trailer up quite a bit by having it on there. But we've really tried over the last few years is to kind of just stop and take a step back and say, what are some features that we're utilizing on the horse trailers that we can bring over to the livestock side, but then also livestock side over to the horse trailer side. So, you know, over the years, we've really never stopped and thought about that, but because you guys have such a variety of models, that's been an emphasis we've put on this.
Yeah, trying to find those crossover items, and again, feedback from customers, feedback from dealers, sharing those ideas internally with our sales and engineering production teams, and figuring out how do we keep making them better every day.
Yep, absolutely. Tie rails high and low over here on driver's side. You're also going to get a gate over this access gate here as well. So just like on the side ramp, you've got that. Head pads on these guys. Again, those OptiBright lights. So years ago, that was kind of a normal add-on that we would upgrade to on our inventory, and you guys made that a standard feature here over the last year. Not a big power draw, puts off a ton of light.
Yeah, and the typical thing there, again, that used to be an option upgrade, so many people wanted it, we figured out a way to make it standard and less confusing, that all trailers get that kind of light.
Yeah, and with that power package we saw up front, we've got some outlets. We've got a couple over here on driver's side on the top rail, and then we put even more over on passenger side, because as we got calves tied up here, we understand that maybe you want to add some fans. Well, that airliner track that we saw in the front bin, what do we have up here on some of these
you've got
roof bows?
About 3 or 4 strips of this airliner track on each side, so that you can take those studded type of connections, put them in anywhere you want to, and then add fans in here, and then position them where you need to for your airflow. So you can do those upgrades here at the dealership, You can order trailers from Cimarron with the fans, or it's something a customer could install too if they want to pick out their own.
Yeah, so again,
But it's the welding's already done, it's set up, it's ready.
Yep, absolutely, and it works. You've got another version that connects into the airliner track to hang fans, but then you got to figure out how to get them where you want to position them with your gates. That airliner track just gives you a lot more flexibility.
It does. It allows that changeover a lot quicker.
Yep. So on the gates, the traveling gates, I'll get on the back side here, Ben, and I'll roll this guy forward a little bit. But same thing, 48-inch swing, no threshold. But you guys, your design goes off this rail, off of the ceiling, and so easy to use. I'm barely putting any pressure on this gate. I'm about center of it, and it's so easy to roll, position where we want, and then lock into place.
Absolutely, and that design has evolved over the years. But again, the basic principle is that really anybody can move those gates. You shouldn't have to get two big guys and your best friend to move a gate in a trailer, right? Again, we've got families using these trailers, teaching the kids responsibility. Hey, go out there and move that gate. So we've got a different compartment. They can do that.
Fenders on the inside here. These wheel wells, you guys have tapered.
Yes.
That way we're not getting those 90-degree angles, and you taper them up, you taper even the ends of them. I think that's a big benefit there. Again, made it standard here recently. But we like this. I mean, we understand you're going to have some calves in here, and standing in these areas, we want to protect them as well. Right.
We don't want anything they can climb on or injure themselves on.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's head out the side here, and then we'll head to the back, and we'll show you a couple other things. We talked about lights a little bit. This is another one here. This is an amber turn signal. We like to put this light on a lot of our inventory, these bigger trailers, wider trailers, especially 8-footers, living quarters, because it indicates when you turn your blinkers on, hit your brakes, and I think it's a large marker light for you.
It's a large marker light, but just like you said, the heavy traffic areas, these trailers are getting bigger, getting longer. Anytime you can give that signal earlier, the better.
Yep, absolutely. Let's talk axles, Ben, and this air ride system. So this is a spread axle that we're looking at here, but then we have two 8,000-pound axles underneath here. This is the Airflex system by Dexter. So this is equipped with air ride suspension. It's aired down right now, but when we air it up, it picks it up, 2.5, 3 inches, so we get more clearance. I always tell customers load equipment, load cattle when the trailers are down, because it's so much, our ramps aren't as steep. It's not as big of a step getting into the stall area on this when it's aired down versus air up. But let's talk air ride.
Well, air ride, I mean, you guys have sold a lot of them through the years. We've installed several air rides. We build air ride trailers every week. It's not a one-off thing for us anymore. They're so common. I've had a couple air ride trailers myself, and being able to use them and talk to customers, and you can feel the difference in the driver's seat on how much smoother the ride is with air ride. The animals come off of the trailer more relaxed than trailers without air ride. They're just a pleasure to pull. You see less stress in your animals, whether you're hauling horses, cattle, show pigs, sheep. You see the difference in the animals in the stock. And we put so much time in the barn and so many feed additives and so many things into our animals. Why not give them the best ride possible to the event we're going to?
Yep, absolutely. I know Transwest, I mean, we are such big believers in air ride that, we carry a lot of air ride inventory, whether it's this trailer, a pen trailer, to our horse trailers, to living quarters, to, a little bit of everything. I mean, we got some toy haulers with air ride. I mean, it's just incredible. And the most common thing that I hear anytime I talk to a customer is I'm never owning another trailer without air ride. The way it pulls, what it does for their animals, I mean, it's just incredible.
It's really a game changer in how smooth those trailers pull, especially when you get into these 24-foot longer and just bigger trailers. That air ride just smooths it out and just makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, and a lot of the customers that are using these trailers, I mean, they're going to go junior nationals, they're going to go to majors kind of all over the country. I mean, they're putting some miles on. Those calves are on these trailers for a long amount of time. And let's be honest, we want them to go hit the ring and compete at the highest level. We'll give them every advantage we can, and that's what air ride does.
Yes. The air ride, some people that haven't been around it, are a little concerned or worried about it. It's overall, it's a very simple system.
Yes.
We've got the air ride controls up front, the box. We saw that in the battery box. That takes the 12-volt power from your battery. On-off switch, very simple, and then a raise and a lower.
Yeah.
Okay. The third thing is you've got your drain valve there. You need to drain that moisture out of that tank when you get done using the trailer on your trip. Simple. The airlines come back. There's a height control valve between the axles. That's going to always be monitoring the ride height of the trailer. When something isn't right, there's only a couple components to check. It's not very complicated. If something does go wrong, you still have your torsion axles. Like every trailer on the road, you can get home, you can get to the next event, whatever it is, and you have time to fix the air ride. But overall, great solid system. Pretty simple to work on when it comes down to it.
Yep, absolutely. And like you were saying, that it sets down on those rubber torsion axles. The old air rides, that's kind of a common thing. If I hear somebody like, I don't know about that air ride, and you get talking to them, and they go, well, I had a buddy that had one, the air ride quit working, he couldn't move the trailer. But in this instance, we can. So, so one, we have the air ride, but then we also have the spread that helps just the way this trailer tows as well.
The spread, it takes that load, disperses that a little bit further, gets us that front axle further ahead on the trailer, takes a little bit more tongue weight off the tow vehicle. It's going to turn a little faster, which is nice on these longer trailers, and it just really levels out that load. You see that especially on bridge seams and any type of potholes. You don't feel that bounce as much with that spread axle. Plus, it's a really cool look.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. On this guy here, we did 18 ply Continentals, so really good running gear underneath here. These are 17.5-inch wheels. This is the SRW, that aluminum mod. Boy, I mean, it's a good looking trailer, and like Ben said, that spread, it looks cool.
Yeah. The Continentals, we've got the speed rating to handle, these highway miles that we're running.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different tire sizes or tire brands in that size available, but you really have to watch that speed rating. That's where you can get yourself in trouble. But the Continentals, 75-mile-an-hour tire at full capacity, and we've had great success with those.
Yep, electric brakes on this guy. So, tow vehicle, most of these newer trucks all have the integrated brake controller, but if for some reason you get into something that needs an aftermarket, our parts and service department can help you there. And then this back, so we've got it opened up, and we'll shut it when we're done so you can see it, but this is a little different concept that we did on this one, Ben. Typically we have the gate with the slider. I mean, that's popular. Sometimes some customers want to add a ramp over because maybe they're setting some equipment on the back, or just having that ability to have a ramp to load and offload cattle. But in this instance, the ramp built into that back opening with the Dutch doors up above it.
Yeah, we're seeing this trend increase in our show cattle trailers for the ones that are using it specifically for a show trailer, which one this nice, you're probably not going to go bounce around and load weaned calves out of it out of the pasture. So really having the show family in mind. Again, some people want to store tack or equipment, even if that's bedding or stall dividers, portable generator, portacools, whatever in the back of the trailer, put your cattle in the middle. This ramp makes it so much easier to load rather than to constantly step up and down out of the trailer. And with the Dutch doors, we can put the ramp up, you leave the doors open, that helps you pull more air through the trailer when you're traveling. And
if you're just showing off this, or maybe you're waiting in line, something along those lines, by being able to drop that and open it up, you can get just so much more airflow if calves are on there. So it definitely has quite a few benefits to that. As we're looking here at top rail at the back here, we've got a couple 16-inch awning lights there. So again, more lights for you. Again, you'll not regret having those guys because you will be doing some stuff in the dark. And then these tail lights, Ben, we were constantly putting backup lights on it, and then you guys said, hey, we got an idea. We're gonna just do some built-ins.
Right. So we found these tail lights from Optronics, who we bought all of our lights from for about the last 24 years. I've been a long time vendor partner with Cimarron. They developed this light with the backup. We tried a few of them, loved them, and then again made those standard. And really nice to have that extra backup light when you're going in reverse.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked, 30 foot on the floor, 9 foot, neck on this guy. Our backup lights on our truck, I mean, they're not doing much good back here, and you will get in unfamiliar places. You'll get home late at night. It's nice to have that, and again, have all this light. So we got a couple things in here. Ben kind of mentioned how much cooler the roof was when we were up front there. Here we go, Ben.
So this is our roof panel that we use on every Cimarron trailer. Whether any Cimarron is going to have this roof. It's 1/2 inch thick. It has a honeycomb polypropylene core. It's fiberglass on each side, gel coated on the top side. Big picture, this is an insulated roof panel. So again, on every Cimarron trailer, even our stock boxes have these.
Yep.
And now the lids on our hay pods and integrated pods is the same material, but it's white, so it's going to reflect the sunlight rather than absorb it like the aluminum will. Being insulated, it's going to keep this trailer cooler, and it is physically cooler in here than it is standing out there in the sun.
Absolutely.
Right now. So again, we're putting livestock in here, and we've got to have them in mind, right?
Yep.
Those are the animals that we invest our time in, our dreams in. It's how we're raising our families, showing livestock or showing horses. So with livestock in mind, it makes a better environment for them. Being cool in here, it's also quiet. You don't have aluminum sheet like a lot of companies do that's going to be rattling going down the road. And hail will bounce right off of this. So you won't see dimples in here from hails like you would on aluminum sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to take substantial hail to do damage to that roof.
Yeah.
You know, we have dealt with a lot of hail in this country. You might have noticed in the background as we're moving, we have some inventory underneath hail canopies. All of our aluminum sheeted roof trailers live under there this time of the year, but there's a ton of Cimarron sitting outside because they can just withstand it a lot better. So that's why they're out there. But for what it does for the comfort level for the animals is incredible. I mean, and again, I can attest to it working a lot of shows where it's hot, and I mean, we're even in the shade outside, maybe have fans, but it's so much cooler in these trailers. And I love taking customers to horse trailers, for example, because they're typically more sealed up here.
Yeah.
You know, 5 o'clock on a 100-degree day on this asphalt, and I'll take them to one trailer, put them in, and I'll take them to a Cimarron, and you physically tell the difference in just...
You can tell the difference. There's no condensation on the bottom of this roof either.
Yeah.
Like aluminum trailers are going to go through a kind of a sweat period with that roof of condensating. I mean, think of it when you're going to the Quick Mart and getting a drink here in the summer.
Big gulps.
Yeah. If you get the paper cup, that thing's going to sweat here in the summer. If you get the foam cup, it's insulated.
Yeah.
Right. So again, just simple things. A little bit more expensive to build this trailer with this.
Yeah.
But we believe in the long-term value that it adds to the product and the animals being holding it.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this type of instance, these type of trailers, we can actually build them a little bit, you know, lower profile, because we don't need that added height to get that heat away from the animals.
Right. So this trailer is 6 feet 4 inches tall. Yep. The lower profile design, it's what the show cattle, the show animal people want. They don't want it to look like a horse trailer, but this roof has a big advantage in getting that heat away from the animals.
Yep. So. And then we've got two-way roof vents in here. Yep. We got a number of them. So again, we can manipulate airflow, like Ben said, whether it's open, forcing air down, open it to the back, creating a vacuum. You got these back Dutch doors. We'll shut up this back just to show you that here in a minute. But boy, this roof is, I mean, it is unbelievable. Yep. And I love that you guys put it on everything. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So when we flip to the other side, what you're going to see is this worm flooring. So on this model here, rubber mats would be standard, but we upgraded to worm flooring. It's been a very popular option just because it's permanent, it's unpenetrable. You don't have to wrestle the mats pulling them out. And I mean, I know over the last 5 years we've seen this really evolve.
Yes,
for us. They've been around a long time, but
Worm's been around for many, many years. Builds a great product. A lot of it was always outsourced to Worm or a few select dealers. It became so popular with our dealers and customers that we bought the equipment to do it there in-house. We buy the materials from Worm, and we've got employees trained installed at Cimarron. This is a floor that we did at Cimarron. I have it in my personal trailers. I have for many years now, and I love the product. You can go in here and hose it out, pressure wash it out. You're not lugging those big heavy rubber mats in and then figuring out that puzzle piece again too. The customers love this flooring. I highly recommend it. I think it's a great upgrade.
Yeah. Now below it,
yes,
you guys have a heck of a floor.
We do. We have the strongest floor in the industry. This is our aluminum extruded floor. These are 12-inch wide extrusions that run across the trailer. So they're going to run from side to side. The floor tongue and grooves together into the next one. So it's kind of like stacking Legos together when we build it. About 7-8 years ago, we changed our design and put this V hollow in here. Basically, we've got a tube built into our floor. We used to just have I-beams going down, and it was still a strong floor, but we looked at how can we build a better trailer? How do we continue to evolve? This V hollow flooring, again, it's almost really a tube every 12 inches underneath the floor. You've got supports every 4 inches, so there's always a horse's hoof on a support. They're not just riding on flat sheet like some of our competitors have, an I-beam floor with a flat sheets on top of that welded to it. Our supports are built into it. this added a lot of rigidity to our trailers and a lot more strength to our floors.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know, what I tell everybody is you're starting off with a great foundation. That's whenever we're building something, that's what you need, and that's what you have with the Cimarron floor. And then as you guys build up, Ben, talk about your upright tubes. And just the overall strength of those.
Yeah, this being a livestock trailer, we get to see all the wall tubing here. Where a horse trailer, a lot of that's going to be covered up, but it's the same materials. We use a 1 3/8" thick wall post. This 2-inch wide is our standard. Aluminum trailers, we get to design all of our own extrusions, so we own these shapes. Since we're designing them, we can do what we want to. We build a lot of radiuses into our products. You feel that on the tubing, you feel this on the rear frame. A big radius. Again, we're always hauling, most of the time, some sort of livestock in here. We do build some cargo trailers, but most of the time you've got animals in here. We're going to take every precaution we can to make things smooth and clean for the animals. So we've got a 2-inch tube. We have a 4-inch tube here at the axles and above the fenders. This material here is actually one of our new extrusions this year, where it's giving us basically a weld groove here. That extrusion is kind of like an eye-shaped tube, if you will, kind of a little bit narrow in the center, and that allows us to get more weld body on there. It's also a 6-inch tube, so we've been able to spread that stress out on the trailer. We do use a lot of that up in our goosenecks now and some of the front wall framing. But even our divider tube, our gate tube here, big 1/2-inch radiuses on everything, so that animals, you know, they run into things, but they're not going to run into a sharp corner.
Yep.
It's always radiuses.
Yeah, absolutely. Animal safety first and foremost.
Yep.
Making sure they're comfortable when they're on these trailers. You guys redesigned your extrusion a few years back, and I think this gets overlooked a lot of times, but the way you did the inside here is normally there's those ribs at these upright posts, and you just constantly, I mean, I remember cleaning out stock trailers, and you could sit there with a power washer all day, and you're just constantly getting dirt, manure, and everything coming from behind there. But you're flush to the post.
Yeah, that was a major overhaul when we designed this slat about 7-8 years ago, our extruded side slat. And that was one of our design parameters. We wanted a flat wall on the inside because we're building so many more stock trailers. Again, you don't want that gap between the post and the slat that's going to get manure in it or dirt or shavings. And I've had to power wash out a few trailers in my years, and that's not fun doing that.
No.
That flat wall just eliminated that issue.
Yep, absolutely. Head pads going out.
Yep.
So again, we put some more here at the back for you. And then the ramp, again, just folds up, spring assist.
Yep.
There's a good look with those Dutch doors and them wrapped around to the side. So you want airflow.
Yeah. So this is a design we talked about, crossover horse trailers, stock trailers. This design's been around for many, many years in our straight load horse trailers.
Yes.
Has the traditional ramp with doors above. Those trailers are going to be 7.5 foot tall, so those upper doors are a lot taller, but similar concept. When it's hot like it is today, it's going to be in the upper 90s, I think, here in Colorado. You could travel those doors secured. They wrap around 270 degrees, secure them to the side of the trailer to pull more airflow through there.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, a little different setup than what you'd normally see, but like Ben said, it's become popular over here over the last year or so. You're seeing more of it. And again, just folds around. All of our light switches for our exterior lights, and then interior, we have switches here so we can turn on individual lights. So driver's side, passenger side, rear, stall area. Inside that side ramp, we missed that. There is an additional switch there as well that we put, and that switch there is going to turn on interior lights and then passenger side lights. So when we come into that stall area there, we don't necessarily have to walk here to this back corner to do that. We can just turn those lights on from right there.
Yep.
Now over here on driver's side, we got some tie rail down low, kind of back behind the axle, and then an upper tie rail, and then one above in front of the axle. And the only reason we didn't extend this tie rail back farther is because we have to account for that wraparound door to be able to lock to the side of the trailer. Okay. But now we've got the capability to tie calves up here. Maybe we want to tie out, overnight. When we're at a show somewhere. And I think you just did a video on a piece that can be added right here.
Yeah, so we have a removable tie rail that just clips onto the tie rails that are on the trailer, so you can utilize this 8 feet of tie space here at the tires and axles. I know you've ordered trailers like that, and it's an easy aftermarket option too that we can send to a customer, but just gives you more tie space.
Absolutely. There's a lot of components like like that on these trailers too, that we can add to these trailers after the fact.
Yeah. This one is extremely well equipped, but
yeah.
there are a few more things we could add.
Yep. Again, 16-inch awning lights on the top rail.
Yep.
And then here's a good look at that access gate on the side that has the gate over that as well. So again, we can open this guy up, get that airflow. With it being 8 foot wide, you don't have any running board on the side. So we went ahead and put a fold-up step here for you. So if you need to hop into that actual stall area, you don't necessarily have to make that big step. It's on a gas shock, so it's really easy to flip up and down. And then even on this gate right here, this access gate, we have that fold-down slat as well.
Yeah, got to get that airflow in there.
Yep. And then as we transition forward, now we're on the other side of that tack we looked at the beginning. You have your man door going in there. This is a pet peeve of mine. I don't like building trailers, and I tell customers I won't build them one if they have that side ramp. We don't have another access point in there, whether it's this man door here, a pass-through door. I just don't like it, because if somebody's in there and that ramp gets shut, you can't get out. So, and over here on street side, if you have to stop on the side of the road, I don't have to fold down a ramp. I can easily sneak into this
You put a little bit wider door. This looks like a 36-inch door.
Yeah, we went 36 just because of the size of that front tack. With it being 6 foot, we went just a hair wider. Your standard's 32. We just went a little bit bigger on this guy.
Yeah. I like wider doors, and I love combo locks. Everybody's using the trailer. Last thing, who's got the keys? Combo lock. Everybody knows the code in your family, and you don't have to worry about who has the keys. So great feature there.
Well, that's right. Ben, 25th anniversary for you guys.
It's been a great year of celebrating our 25th anniversary this year. We've had a lot of employees at Cimarron make it a very successful 25 years, and we're making plans for the next 25. It's an exciting time.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to give you the stock number for reference on this trailer, just in case you're interested. Again, we've got others on the lot. We've got others on order. We can custom build you whatever you want. That's the one nice thing is we can build these to your liking.
Yeah.
Again, it's a 2026 Cimarron Stierwalt Signature Series 30-foot air ride. Stock number is 5N241704.
It's going to make a family a really, really nice show trailer. They can make a lot of memories with this trailer.
Yes, absolutely. So we do take trade-ins. So if you're looking to upgrade or downsize, we can help you there. Financing is available, and delivery is an option, so we could potentially bring this to your doorstep. Ben, greatly appreciate it.
You bet. It's fun.
So it's always good to see you and walking through these trailers and seeing the finished product and the great trailers you guys build at Cimarron.
Well, it takes all of us, and I mean that sincerely. And everyone at Cimarron, we appreciate Transwest. We appreciate the customers out there that believe in our products and the long-term relationships. So we're honored and proud to do it.
Absolutely. So if you got any questions, give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.